the Citadel Boss 25 12 gauge semi-automatic shotgun. Takes either 5 or 10 round magazines, comes with 2 5-round magazines, comes with a screw-in muzzle brake compensator, comes with 3 chokes and a choke key, an extra weight in case you're using more powerful loads, and it looks like an AR-15. Has a non-adjustable stock, has an adjustable cheek weld piece though. I don't know if I should be worried or not though, because at the factory they put the sights on backwards. They should be spun around the other way. That's not a big deal. Some interesting things about this little heat shield here, when you unscrew this, it actually keeps the forward hand grip on. So once you take this off, if you're not careful when you put the handguard back on, the front sight can actually be canted one way or the other. Now in the instruction manual, it tells you have to loosen these pieces up to get the handguard off, and I did not to take my handguard off, so there's the possibility that these need to be pinched down, and that actually keeps the handguard in place. Haven't really messed with that yet. Haven't shot it yet. This is just another one of those kind of dream guns that I've had on the list for quite a while. The list is getting very short now. I'm actually about to start a series called, my dream guns, or, what caused me to want different guns. This one is just one of those, have an AR-15. I don't have a semi-auto shotgun. I was looking at a different Citadel, I think it was like the Warthog or something like that, semi-automatic shotgun, and it just felt like the cheapest garbage. It was around $400, so much plastic on it. It was very lightweight, but it felt like a cheap gun. So instead of spending $400 on that, I spent a little bit more on this. Now, this is a pretty heavy gun compared to a AR-15. It probably weighs, 9 pounds, 10 pounds, maybe 9 pounds if I was to guess. Haven't weighed it yet, but it is a shotgun. And with a shotgun, especially a 12 gauge with a semi-automatic, you want it to weigh a little bit more to handle that recoil. So this is the Citadel Boss 25 12 gauge semi-automatic shotgun. Hope to take it out to the range soon. Don't really know how great it's going to be for any type of sporting clays or trap shooting or anything like that, or if it's even, remotely okay to do that, but it should be a lot of fun. Came with these iron sights. They're kind of like a knockoff M-Bus. They're definitely polymer. You can flip them up. You can tell they're on backwards because normally you need to look that way through the front sight and this way through the rear sight. So they're definitely on backwards. Not a big deal for me. The setup of this is a little bit weird. It has some rail on the top, has a little bit of rail on the bottom, a little bit of rail on the top and the front. I think this is M-LOK on the sides, and it has key mod on the bottom. So you have the ability to grab just about any type of accessory somewhere on this. If I do end up setting this up for my home shotgun, I'll put a little flashlight on the bottom here, be able to reach with my support hand, push that button to turn it on. But so far, I really like it. I think the design is pretty good. So, gotta flip the sights around, get it set up the way I want, and then I'll do a much more in-depth video on this when I do get it out to the range. So, standard AR style safety lever. You can engage the safety when the bolt's not cocked on this, which is different than what you'd have on an AR-15. When you engage the safety, you cannot rack the bolt. Has a standard slide hold open when you go to your last shot on your magazine. Standard AR-15 bolt release. This is actually part of the takedown lever that releases the barrel, I think, when you take it apart. Trigger on it's not too bad. Has a nice cushiony rubber grip. Some cutouts in here for some different designs, and it has kind of like this, neat design up here on the rail. So I think it's actually designed pretty well. I've, seen a bunch of videos on YouTube about it so far, and it seems like most people are pretty happy with it. You're supposed to run, 1,300 feet per second or faster ammo through it. It does have this extra weight, so if you run more than 1,500 feet per second, you change this weight out, and it helps the gas system or the recoil system work better. I don't think this is a gas gun. I think it's 100% blowback. When you take the handguard off, the entire bolt reciprocates back and forth. Inside this piece, there's a big spring in here. So I think it's just blowback operated instead of gas operated, which again, why you have to change the weight if you're using a heavier load. It comes with 4 different chokes, cylinder bore, improved, full choke, and I forget the other one. And it comes with a choke key. Again, it comes with this muzzle brake, which I'll probably try out, but the little things with a gun made in Turkey versus a gun made in the United States, when you thread this thing in, you know, it has 3 sets of holes on it. You would think that one of them would be pointing straight up, but when you tighten it up, it actually indexes slightly over, so they're kind of pointing in odd directions. But I think it's probably more of a novelty than anything else, although this does have a modified choke built into the muzzle brake, so a little bit interesting. I have no idea if these are standard chokes like a Mossberg or anything else has. No idea, haven't really looked into that too much, but there you have the Citadel Boss 25 12 gauge semi-automatic shotgun. Can't wait to get it out to the range.